Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton. I have my crisp apple Olipop and I want to hard launch fall. If you didn't know this about me, I hate summer. I hate summer so much. I am not a hot weather person. I mean, look at me. I'm like ghostly pale because I don't like to go outside and be hot in the summer, which is contradictory because I'm training for a fall marathon in the summer. I had to deal with being hot and sweaty outside a lot of the time. Fall is my favorite season. Fall and winter, I come alive. I rise out of my coffin, so to speak. I thrive in fall weather. I love fall winter dressing. I love layers. I love being cozy. I love being at home doing projects and an excuse to stay inside as well as read. And so I have a big ol' stack for my fall TBR that I'm going to go through, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm really bad at following through on TBRs. My spring and summer one, I feel like I did like a quarter of each of them. I've changed things up a little bit for this TBR. Besides it being great for fall reading, I'm just like uber excited about. So we're gonna go through all my physical ones that I have on my physical TBR that I really want to get through, but there are two that I currently don't have physical copies of. And the first one, which I'm so excited, it doesn't come out till November. Out till November, and I know that book is gonna just ruin me. I've been talking about it like all year. Empire of the Dawn by J. Kristoff. This is the final book in the Empire of the Vampire series. It's currently my favorite fantasy series, and if this book knocks it out of the park, it will be like hands down my favorite fantasy series that I've read to date. It'll be finished too, so like that's really cool. The second book was in my top 3 last year. Empire of the... Why am I blanking on the name of the title? God, what is wrong with me? Empire of the Damned. Okay, sorry, I forgot the name of the title. That was in my top 3 last year. And I will talk about more about Empire of the Vampire when I film my fall recommendation video, so keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna have like 25 plus book recommendations. Really excited, but that one I'm super excited about. The other one I don't have a physical copy of, that I'm also so excited about to get back to this author because I've been wanting... Anathema by Carrie Lake. I've been wanting to get back to Carrie Lake for so long because I read Nocticadia, which will also be on my fall recommendation list. Last year, it got me out of a really bad reading slump, the worst one I've had in my adult reading journey. So I'm so excited to get back to her, and it's supposed to be very gothic and vibey and witchy and sinister and just all these things I love. All right, now we can get into the physical TBR. Alright, the first one I have is my lovely friend Cher sent me after I got stung in the face by a bee. She sent me this, and I'm so excited because it was on my wish list, so thank you so much, Cher, if you're watching. You're the best. And that is this little cute manga called Hakumei Mikochi, Tiny Little Life in the Woods. And it's just about these two little friends who are like this tall and just living in the woods. And look how cozy that looks! This is what I want. This is the fall vibes I want. I want this. So this is book 1. I don't know how many editions, I don't know how many books are in this series, but I'm hoping if I love it, I'll just keep reading. So that's Hakumei and Mikochi, Tiny Life in the Woods by Takuto Kashiki. Looks like this. So cute. Yes. I'm so excited to finally read this very cursed book. I will be reading The Exorcist. Finally, I've seen the movie well over 100 times. It's one of my favorite horror movies. I watch it, I feel like, every single year. I love it, and I've never read the book. So this will probably be grouped in another reading your scariest book recommendations. I'm still trying to figure out what the other books for is going to be. The Exorcist will be in that vlog. I'm so excited. I've been saving this for fall, and since I've read The Night and the Moth, I've really wanted to read more Rachel Gillig, so I'm going to be reading One Dark Window. I've heard nothing but amazing things. I've heard the magic system involves tarot cards, which I think is really cool. It's supposed to be very fall and gothic, really lush, and since I already know I love her writing style, I think I'm gonna just eat this up. I'm really excited to finally know what all the fuss is about, and it's a finished duology, which makes me even like more excited to read it because I can just go straight to the next one, Two Twisted Crowns. So that is One Dark Window. This book has been recommended to me so many damn times. Really, really excited to finally read this because it's one of my favorite subgenres of horror, which is haunted house horror. And that's The September House by Carissa Orlando. This woman who buys her dream home with her husband only to find out it's haunted, but she's like going with it. She's just like, whatever, I think. Her husband decides to leave because he can't take it anymore, and I think it's like something about, I think it's just more about like this house and like what's going on. It's supposed to be like really funny, which sometimes works for me, sometimes does not work for me in horror, so I am really excited to read this. It's not that long, so I think I can finish this up in like a weekend. And I'm really excited to get back to T. Kingfisher. It has been a while since I've read T. Kingfisher, probably last year when I read What Feast at Night, which was the second book in the Sworn Soldier series, which was a little bit of a meh read, but I still love the character so much. It's the story itself just was... Anyway, I'm going to be reading more of her backlog. I'm going to be reading Nettle and Bone. And I think this is like, again, like a very gothic, folkloric type of horror. I love T. Kingfisher's writing. She is very cheeky and there's humor in her reads, but also like amazing characters and storytelling. I think this is about Mara. She's the third born daughter who goes after her older sister when she finds out that who her sister's marrying is incredibly abusive and powerful, and so she wants to come to her rescue because it seems like no one else will. T. Kingfisher just makes me think of fall. This is a lot of people's favorite of hers, so yeah, it makes me even more curious. She does have the third book in the Sworn Soldier series. I don't know if it's over, but the third book, I'm blanking on the title, it looks like, I think it's What Stalks the Deep, is also coming out. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up yet because the second one was a little bit of a letdown, but I'll see because I really, really love the characters. I love Alex. I think they are amazing, amazing main characters, so I would like to dive back into that, but I'm gonna read Nettle and Bone first. I forgot I had two T. Kingfishers on this list. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this one is more of like a folklore horror, The Twisted Ones. And this is about this woman who goes to clean out her dead mother's house, her dead grandmother's house. She was kind of a hoarder, and she discovers like some secrets and some darkness, and she's alone in the woods, I think with her dog. Yes, sign me up, sign me up. I've heard this is like really creepy too, so The Twisted Ones. And I found this this is like very, very heavily used copy of this book in a little free library, but I've wanted to read it for so long, so I just grabbed it. And the adaptation is also coming out this fall, and it's another Stephen King that I have not read in his backlog, and that's The Long Walk. It's really crusty edition. Like, whatever, I'll read it. And if I really love it, maybe I'll get it one, but I doubt it. I probably will just keep this. Because it doesn't matter. If I can still read it, it doesn't matter how beat up it is. And this is post-apocalyptic dystopian. It's about this competition in dystopian America where all the contestants walk and the last man alive is the winner. I think it's definitely more sinister than that. Knowing Stephen King, I think there's probably some rules and some unfortunate events that are going to unfurl in this competition. So I just know like the baseline of what it's about, so I haven't had it spoiled for me or anything, and I want to keep it that way. So I'm going to be reading this. I love post-apocalyptic dystopian. Can't believe I haven't read this. Before I see the movie, I definitely want to read the book. And I picked up Blood on Her Tongue by Joanna Van Veen. I've not read this author before. I know a lot of people really liked her previous work. This one is set in the Netherlands in 1887, about twin sisters. Apparently this really gothic, gory, disgusting thing. So I'm excited. Lucy's twin sister Sarah is unwell. She refuses to eat, mumbles nonsensically, and is increasingly obsessed with centuries-old corpse recently discovered on her husband's grand estate. She's trying to protect her twin from a terrible fate in the lunatic asylum. Lucy must unravel the mystery surrounding her sister's condition, but it's clear the twin is hiding something. Then again, Lucy is harboring secrets of her own. Just say no more. I'm in. Ooh, I got a bookmark. Another bookmark to add to the pile. So that's Blood on Her Tongue. Now we're getting into like the more lower stakes cozy side of my TBR, which I think because I've read so much horror and high stakes fantasy recently, I just want something a little lower stakes. Which I never thought I'd say, but I've definitely been craving something a little easy because I have a lot going on, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. And this just... I don't remember where I heard someone talk about this, but I saw it at the bookstore and I had to pick it up because it just sounds so for me. And that is Shady Hollow by Juno Black. I think there are 2 authors. It's part of a series, and all the characters are woodland creatures, and they're solving a murder mystery. I think it gave me Fantastic Mr. Fox vibes, which is one of my favorite movies, especially to watch in the fall. The first book in the Shady Hollow series, in which we are introduced to the village of Shady Hollow, a place where woodland creatures live together in harmony, until a curmudgeonly toad turns up dead, and the local reporter has to solve the case. It just looks so cute. I don't know if there's more books out in the series. Oh my god, they have a little map. Look how cute this is. Yeah. I can't wait to read this. This was on my summer TBR, which I mistakenly put it there thinking I would read it in the summer, but I think I read the first chapter and I was like, this needs to be a fall read. And it's Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. It says on the back, high fantasy, low stakes, about this orc who's battle weary and just doesn't want to do it anymore and decides to open up a cafe in this little tiny coffee shop in this little village. And I think like the highest stress is like running out of croissants or something. I don't know. I'm making it up, but it looks really cute. And I did like the first chapter, so I am excited to go back and finish this when like cooler, crisp weather, have a chai tea latte, and read Legends and Lattes. I'm gonna talk about this next book, but then I'm going to immediately reprimand myself because I made a big mistake last year with another book by this author. So I picked up The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. Now I only gave, maybe I gave it 4 stars. I have to look at what I gave it, but the Regular Society of Regular Witches. It's very secret society of irregular witches. I think I gave 3.5 or 4 stars. There's parts about the plot and the MMC that I didn't like, but the vibes were 5 stars. The fall winter vibes of that book were immaculate. And I catch myself thinking about that book so much. This just sounds delightful. This just sounds exactly what I want. It's about this witch called Sarah Swan who uses some resurrection sorcery and gets booted from the Witches Society because she brought her great aunt back from the dead. She lost all her magic because it's a very powerful spell and got kicked out of the society. So she and her aunt, she run this haunted inn. She's a little fox companion, and it's set in autumn, and it's just like the vibes in the found family and the regular, what's it called? I'm gonna keep fucking it. The title's too long. Society of Irregular Witches, like the found family, and it made me want tea and scones, and it was just so delightful and charming. I was remiss for like I unhauled it, and I wish I had, because it was very, very good. I think when I read it at the time, I just really didn't want to read cozy fantasy, and there's, like I said, I didn't like the MMC, but I liked everything else. So we'll see if the MMC is better in this one, but it just sounds very delightful, and cozy, which is exactly what I want. And I want to know more about this talking fox. I want to know more about that. I saw Steph read this on one of her vlogs, and she loved it a lot. It made me want to read it. I loved hearing her talk about it, and it just sounded really captivating and like a fantasy read I would really enjoy. It's called Tusk Love. It's a critical role book, which I don't know a lot about. I know it has to do with Dungeons and Dragons, so I think maybe this was a campaign or something and they turned it into a novel. And it's very fall. Look at the leaves and the colors. Steph totally sold this to me, so I think it's going to be lovely. I think it's going to be lovely and really great, and I'm very excited to read it. Luke got me this graphic novel a few months ago because he was like, this looked like you. He was right. And that is this, The Skin You're In. This is a collection of horror comics by Ashley Robin Franklin, and I love this so much. So it's just like a collection of like some gothic, horror, whimsical type of comics. So I think I could read this pretty quickly, and it's just so beautiful and very fall. So the art style is really, really cool, and yeah, I'm excited to read this and tell you guys more about it. Alright, the next one is a reread. I've been wanting to reread this probably since I closed the book 2 years ago and I immediately read the second book, and this is just such great fall vibes. Like true dark academia, gothic, ghost, like mystery. awesome characters, awesome side characters. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This was such an obsession for me. This is around when I started booktube. It was like one of my first vlogs I did was reading Ninth House and Hellbent. I read Ninth House and then finished it, immediately went to go get Hellbent and read it in like 2 days. And I think Leigh Bardugo's been hinting at book 3. I don't think anything has been set or anything, but I love this book. I'm excited to revisit it now 2 years later and see how it still holds up, because at the time when I read this was like my new favorite book. And the last book doesn't really have anything to do with fall. I just want to pick the series back up because it keeps staring at me on my shelf, and I just finished A Day of Fall and Night, which took like a lot longer to read than I wanted to, just because there's just been so much going on. But I'm excited to get back into this fantasy sci-fi series. That's book 3 in Dungeon Crawler Carl series, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. This one's much bigger than the first 2. I do have the audiobook because the audiobooks are fantastic. I'm just obsessed with this series. I'm obsessed with the characters. I'm obsessed with Matt Dinniman's writing. It's so much fun. It's so funny. It's great. So this has really nothing to do with fall other than that I just want to read it during fall. But yeah, that is my fall TBR, my fall reading plans. I'm so excited. Are any of the books that I mentioned on your fall TBR? What are you really looking forward to reading this fall? Let me know down below. I would love to know. And I will be having a fall recommendation video coming out the week after this, so keep your eye out for that. Also, I have some big news, really big news I haven't been able to talk about just because I want to get a few things situated beforehand, but I'm excited to let you all know that I got a new job, and me and Luke, the pets, are moving to Oregon for the job, and I'm so excited. I'm really stressed out because we have a lot to do to get the house ready, pack and move, and the pets, and finding a new home in Oregon. I'm sad to be leaving my little book nook. This is my foyer, if you didn't know. I'm really sad to be leaving this, but I'm excited for whatever space my next book nook will be in. And yeah, it's been a stressful few months, but it's also been very exciting too. Losing my job, going through interviews, getting a new job, marathon training, getting the house ready to list, and purging stuff, and we're going out to Oregon in a few weeks to look at houses, so there's a lot going on. Like I said, I have marathon training, Luke's in rehearsals for an upcoming play. We just have a lot. We're busy people right now. Couldn't be more excited, but yeah, there's I have to take a minute sometimes because there's just so much going on, but good news all around. Yeah, very good news. Thank you all so much for hanging out and sticking with me and hitting click with my videos. It means a lot. I'm so glad you all are here. As always, thank you so much for clicking. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll have a new video for you soon. Bye!